What up, YouTube? This is Steven, and welcome back to another video. In this video, I want to share an article with you guys that I ran across on aramajapan.com. And the title of the article is Utada is Shook. Phantom is charting better in the US than her English albums ever did. So I'm kind of going to read through this article, give my thoughts and opinions as I go. So let's get into it. All right, so according to this article here, it's been pretty much 2 days since the official release of Utada Hikaru's latest album, Fantôme. I still don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. Fantôme. Fantôme. Fatami. And like fans, the singer-songwriter herself is surprised at how well it has been received worldwide, which is true. Me too. I'm surprised too because I didn't think that. I kind of thought, okay, Asia, definitely Japan, of course, Asia, all right, but I didn't think it would be charting in, places outside of Asia, But that's just more of a testament to Utada Hikaru's reach, At the time of writing this, the album currently is charting at #1 in 6 countries, including Finland, 8 countries in the top 10, and charting in a total of 28 countries worldwide on iTunes. On iTunes. Sorry about that. That wasn't me throwing shade. I just remember a joke that popped into my head that I heard someone throwing shade about. So I'll just put it out there. I'm not trying to say that Utada Hikaru uses auto-tune. As far as I know, I don't think she does. And even if she does, she's a live singer, so we know how she is. All right. So back to this. So no, that isn't bad for a Japanese language album that isn't promoted outside of East Asia. That is not very bad at all. So it looks like not only were people in Asia looking forward to her comeback, but also people in countries outside of Asia. And whenever it comes to like Asian artists, the Western appeal is off. It often comes up. Like could this artist have appeal outside of Asia? And it looks like Utada does. Half her tweets the past few days have been her confused about the fact that she's been charting outside of Asia. I'm a little surprised. I didn't think Utada would be the type who really cared about charting. But then I guess since she's charting in territory she's not used to charting in on iTunes, is surprising to her, and maybe this is her way of giving them a shout out, But Tada sort of struck me as the type who would at least play the part of like, sales don't matter, album chart positions don't matter, #1s, they don't matter to me. I'm about the art, I'm an artiste, I'm a singer songwriter. I am Utada Hikaru, the starving artiste. But yeah, it looks like Utada Hikaru does, pay attention to that sort of thing, And I don't blame her, especially because this is her comeback, so she probably does want to, she's at least a little curious, to see, how she's being received, And as time progressed, the tweets got more and more confusing, from what does this mean, quote unquote, to what the hell, quote unquote, question mark. When she saw it went to #3 in the U.S. So yeah, looks like the U.S. is, in iTunes, Utada is, in the top 10, even top 5. She's at #3 in the U.S. So it's like, it looks like some people in the U.S. are checking for Utada, as well as, a lot of other countries. So I'm happy that Utada, this is happening for Utada. Let's see. The question is, where were y'all during the This Is the One era? And I think this is what Arama Japan is posting. I think. So yeah, where were you guys? Probably Utada didn't really do any promotion for any of those albums, as far as I know. Like she did some she did some promotion, at least something. But first of all, as far as Exodus is concerned, that album should have never been released. Its lead single, Easy Breezy, you know, I criticized that single, but based off of the material they had to choose from that album, that was probably the best single, well, the best song to be a single. It's probably the most, has the most commercial appeal. But, you know, it was a bit weird because it just seemed so, like, random, and, like, just out of left field, but not in a positive way. Out of left field, more so in a negative way. And also, Exodus was very, 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 very experimental. I know some fans complain about the songwriting being, not up to par with her Japanese songwriting. Um, as far as This Is the One is concerned, I think that This Is the One should have been the album that Utada released firsthand, like the first time. I don't know how she got that album past the record executives. I really don't. I'm like, did anyone not, check over this? Did anyone not, have any oversight on this? I don't know. This is the one. Like those songs were more commercial. I will say they were more commercial. Um, and I think that is definitely the stronger of the two albums. Definitely. But unfortunately, as far as the West is concerned, Utada is Asian. Asian by race. American by ethnicity, so to speak. Culture. Um, and when it comes to entertainment, people aren't really checking. Let me phrase this in a. I want to be careful how I phrase this because I don't want to come off offensive. I don't want to offend anybody. But in the West, it doesn't seem like people are really like they don't really seem to give Asian entertainers like a chance to entertain, whether they are foreign or domestic. Like I don't really see many Asian Americans in the music industry. At least not in the forefront of it. Like out actually doing either performing the songs or making the songs or both. I don't even, as well like in movies and television. I don't see them either. In athletics, you don't really see them as well. You know, and I don't know if that's just because of well, I don't know. It's just I guess it's just like hmm. I was watching this TV show, quick sidebar, and this lady, like, they were talking about racism, and they came to the part about Asian racism within the United States. And Kate Briggs, I think her name was, and she said, like, hidden bias is the hallmark of racism against Asian people. Hidden bias. And I think in this case, like, a hidden bias is at work, you know? Um, you know, I think there is sort of a bias when it comes to Asian, people in the entertainment industry for some reason. I don't know why though. I guess it's because maybe people don't view Asian people as individuals, maybe, or people who are, entertainers, or I don't know. I don't know. It's tough to say. Um, the next part of this article goes and gives some specifics about like Utada's um, like sales and chart records for her albums, Exodus, and This Is the One. And as you know, Exodus flopped in the United States, selling about 55,000 copies. However, it did extremely well in Japan, where it sold a little over 1 million copies, and it charted for 20 weeks, and it was like the number 6 album of 2004. Um, but Exodus didn't do well in its intended market, so yeah. I'm surprised it did well in the Japanese market. It had to be because Utada was Utada, because that album was not all that good. You know, um, it wasn't all that good. Keep it real. It's not me throwing shade. It's just, I think it was just too experimental. A little too experimental, just too much. A little weird. Um, and then her album "This Is the One" came out in 2009, and it only made it to like number 18 on the iTunes General Album rankings. And let's see, the album peaked at number 69 on the Billboard Top 200 in 2009 as well. So yeah, that's just me, giving my spiel or my summary of what they're saying in this article. As far as Utada's latest album, Fantôme, it went directly number one on the Oricon music charts, iTunes, and Reiko Shoku. In 2 days, the album sold 137,000 copies on the physical album charts. And with a sales difference of less than 2,000 units against media pitted rivals Exile, who released the best album a day prior and are promoting multiple purchases with 3 CD editions and bonus purchase incentives. So basically, long story short, Utada beat out Exile by like a little less than 2,000 units. Close call. Oh man, I know the Utada Tots would have had. They would have been ready to go to war or something if Utada didn't get a number one like chart ranking for this album, and they were beat out by Exile. Well, it could have been worse though. They could have been beat out. Utada could have been beat out by like AKB48. I'm like, nah. Utada done paid her dues up in these mean J-pop streets. Y'all ain't heard, but you better learn. She pay her dues off in these streets. Y'all better respect Utada. Utada gonna act a fool off in this piece. Y'all better respect Utada. Well, her fans are anyway. Pay her dues off in these mean J-pop streets. Y'all better respect. But back to this. So let's see. It's true. Utada Hikaru has not had a huge full-length album release since digital music sales became huge. Until now, there really wasn't a quantifiable way for her to gauge her celebrity worldwide, especially after the commercial failures of her 2 English-language albums following her Japanese debut. This is all new to Hiki, and it's cute. But Tom is definitely doing well, but with the mess that is the Japanese music charts, we won't see aggregate sale numbers until IRAJ collates the digital sales data. In the meantime, give us that world tour. So yeah, folks want a world tour with Tana. And she might not want to do a world tour. And I can understand why, because she's probably like more so in like the like more so like a wife and mother type of mode now. But I think she should try to do a little bit of something, My idea was her to like kind of like perform at like the biggest venue, or at least a venue in like Tokyo, and do that continuously for like a month. She don't have to tour around Japan. She can have them come to her, and then she can release a concert DVD, While the Utada Tots would want more, definitely, I'm sure they would want more. That would satisfy them, And any Utada Tot who is not satisfied with that, speak now or forever hold your peace. All right. No one's speaking, so it looks like they're satisfied with that, or would be satisfied with that. All right. Well, I think I've said all I have to say for the time being, you guys. So thanks a lot for watching. Feel free to comment. Feel free to subscribe. Feel free to give me a thumbs up. The feedback and support are extremely appreciated and extremely valued. Until the next video, adios and goodbye for now. Utada pay her dues off in these mean J-pop streets. Y'all better respect Utada. Utada's fan base gonna act a fool up in this piece if y'all don't respect Utada. Y'all better R-E-S-B-E-C-T, R-E-S-B-E-C-T, R-E-S-B-E-C-T. Y'all better respect Utada. But again, thanks a lot for watching.